It's absolutely remarkable development. Residual data from back-end systems. Just an hours ago, we thought this case had come to an absolute...
Yo, that in itself, residual data from backup systems, it's like, yo, these cameras I have in my studio, I would think that if I don't have them on, that they're not recording anything. But now they got me wondering a little bit about what they have me doing on tape in my living room. Like, what's going on here? So now you're telling me that even though I don't have the camera on, it's still on? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Either I should be scared or I should be skeptical.
Or even.
Welcome to mainland, y'all. It's not my job to tell you what I think. Really, it's my job just to show you the things you should be thinking about. Come up to your own decision about what's what. So, all right. Hopefully, I need to find something to raise my vibe this morning. Let me see something. So, yeah, let's do MS Now. So this is courtesy of MS Now. Breaking. Kash Patel releases video of masked armed subject in Guthrie search. So let's check it out.
So we are now looking at 4 separate photos that have been put out there. This is someone who is a subject, a suspect. That's what the FBI calls him, a subject, but essentially a suspect. The person who the morning that Nancy Guthrie was taken walked up onto her front porch. And you see at one point, we thought he was pulling the camera out of the wall. He actually seems to be having grabbed some kind of foliage to cover it if he possibly can. But these are the best pictures that we have right now that give you a sense, even with his mask on, of what this person looks like, what his height was, what his build is. I want to bring in Alex Tabbitt, who is in Tucson, and I know you've spent days in that area, days around that house. Give me your observations as you're seeing these photos and knowing the...
So... I guess we'll just start with basically, they've dropped some new video purporting to show the potential kidnappers. And there's actual video as well. It doesn't look like this report has the actual video. They just keep showing the pictures. Yeah, they just keep showing pictures. I know that I saw on one source that there's actual video now. Let me see if I can find it. Sorry, y'all. Somebody made me sick.
We want to bring in Fox News contributor Josh Ritter on the breaking news.
This is Fox News.
Prosecutor with more than 20 years of experience. He lives outside he's live outside for us right now, outside of the Pima County Sheriff's Office. I'm looking looking at this statement right
Excuse
now,
me.
Josh.
Sorry.
Forgive my distraction. From the
Let me mute this for a
FBI
second.
director as he released these new photos to the public. He also released a statement. It reads, quote, over the last 8 days, the FBI and Pima County Sheriff's Department have been working closely with our private sector partners to continue to recover any images or video footage from Nancy Guthrie's home that may have been lost, corrupted, or inaccessible due to a variety of factors, including the removal of recording devices. The video was recovered from residual data located in back-end systems. Working with our partners, as of this morning, law enforcement has uncovered these previously inaccessible new images showing an armed individual appearing to have tampered with the camera at Nancy Guthrie's front door the morning of her disappearance. Anyone with information, please contact 1-800-CALL-FBI or visit the website to offer any leads or tips. So, Josh,
They don't recognize the person.
as you taken these pictures with us together.
It's absolutely remarkable development. Residual data from back-end systems. Just an hours ago, we thought this case had come to an absolute...
Yo, that in itself, residual data from backup systems, it's like, yo, these cameras I have in my studio, I would think that if I don't have them on, that they're not recording anything, but now they got me wondering a little bit about what they have me doing on tape in my living room. Like, what's going on here? So now you're telling me that even though I don't have the camera on, it's still on? Yeah, I don't know. Either I should be scared or I should be skeptical. You know? I'm not sure which one.
Brick wall, and that they were asking the public for any kind of tips. And you have to applaud the agents of the FBI and the Department of Justice for the hard work that they put into this. And I will say, coming as a prior prosecutor, this is incredibly valuable evidence. And I know people may be looking at this and saying, well, you can't see the person's
This is
face,
courtesy
you
of
can't see
Fox
their hair,
News.
there's no identifying features.
So, you know, I can't be the one to feed into the conspiracy theories today. This, you know, the way my mind works, this is like, oh, hey, here's a video. It really is a kidnapping, y'all. Yeah, I don't know.
I am so encouraged by is how clear these photos are. This is not surveillance. When we first heard about reporting that they had photos, we were thinking it might have been surveillance from the surrounding area that would show a grainy picture from afar. This is from the home, so that we know that this person who they've identified or described as a subject is in fact what I would call a suspect. The photographs are very, very clear, and someone is going to recognize this person. They're going to recognize the clothing, they're going to recognize the gloves, they're going to recognize the mask. This is very powerful evidence, not only in furthering the investigation, but potentially at a trial, and I'm very encouraged by it.
So, I mean, how remarkable is it that they managed, the FBI that is, to dig these images off of what Sandra said were back-end systems?
Answer that.
And this really is sort of the difference between the Pima County Sheriff and federal law enforcement, that they were able to glean these images. And as you point out, I mean, the camera appears to be, I've got the
Riddle me that, yo.
appears to be in night vision mode, and has managed to snap off some remarkably clear pictures of this person of interest. So, Josh, I mean, what a technical feat the FBI has managed to pull off here.
Absolutely amazing. You're right. When this was first described to us, we were told that the camera had been disconnected. Finding this are now working on it. Not sold at every, this individual. So you're looking all the way down to perhaps their footwear. Lot of
door, sort of scoping out the doorbell
Here we go. So here's
and at some point
video
in the future
of this
here,
guy.
in the next couple of seconds, he turns around and he goes and picks up some sort of a plant and comes back with the plant, which it looks like he's using to obscure the video. And then I think he tries to remove it. There, see, he's going to the garden. He picks something up. Looks like some sort of plant. And then he starts This is a repeat of the same video that we just saw.
Is there any audio
here or no?
video?
No, there doesn't appear to be at this point. But the next video, he's got a plant in his hand, and he's trying to obscure the images. So, Josh, we're getting a lot of information. He turns fully around, and you can see the backpack. You know, now you can go to sports stores and say, where did this backpack come from? So there's a lot more information that we're learning here.
You're absolutely right. And what stands out to me, too, is that remember how much we've talked about that area and how dark it is, and that you can barely see what's in front of your own eyes. And I know it was a full moon, but he's under the portico there where it's probably very dark. He has no trouble identifying that there's a camera there. It's almost as if he knows there's...
Hey, look, let me just say that, you know, I am a musician / actor. I am not a criminal attorney. I am not law enforcement. I am not, you know, the judge, the jury. I'm just a normal human with my own opinions. So, you know, don't take anything as I say as, oh, I'm trying to, you know, rouse the rebels or anything like that. You know, I'm just going to, if I may, I'm just going to express myself and kind of give feedback on what I'm seeing. So just so you know, don't act like I'm telling you to do something or telling you how to think. I'm just looking at the evidence like you and giving my own opinion.
The camera there, because it does appear as though he's trying to block the camera's vision of his face, first with his glove and then perhaps with a plant before he has the opportunity to remove it from where it's positioned. This to me, I think you can easily kind of draw some conclusions here. It might be reasonable to say that was familiar with that area, was familiar with the camera's location, and came prepared.
Okay, so this is a second new video coming into us right now. We're turning it, and you can watch it with us together. This is the plant that he pulled from there. I keep a plant identifier on my phone, John. I just ran the picture through there. It appears to be a rose bush, from what we can tell. But to your point, John, it looks like it's an attempt to obscure the camera while he's dismantling it.
It's interesting, though. Why would he pull a plant as opposed to just covering it with his hand? I'm not quite sure that I get the strategy there. Hey, Josh, thank you. Stand by with us. Let's bring in Jason Pack, former FBI agent and hostage negotiator. Don't know if you've had a chance, Jason, to see the videos that we're looking at here, but we've got probably 30 seconds of video, if not a little bit more, of this person walking up to the door, turning around, going back to the garden, walking back up to the door again, and then fiddling with a plant that he pulled out of the garden for some reason. What do you see as a former investigator in the video that we're looking at?
Well, it looks like the FBI has found the proverbial needle in the haystack. Their computer scientists, partnered with the private sector folks there at the Nest company, have really done a tremendous job in being able to provide a break in this case. It looks to me like there's some avenues of investigation for sure. Again, we've talked about how there's always been this other avenue of investigation that's been going on, even though we've been talking about the kidnapping part. Well, this is...
You know, this has either revealed some things about the surveillance state or... You know, there's a lot going on in Tucson, Arizona right now, as well as far as an uptick in ICE and Border Patrol hiring coinciding with this tragic event. I'll say inconveniently.
Evidence of just that happening. You see him coming up and obscuring his identity, but what's interesting is there's going to be agents that put a team of agents on the backpack, a team of agents on the shoes, a team of agents on the jeans. There's going to be people digging into this at such a microscopic level that I think they're going to be successful in actually bringing some information back if they've not already. It's also remarkable, John, as you mentioned in the gait analysis there, so somebody can watch him walk. I remember in the Boston Marathon bombings, we had grainy pictures and they weren't really ready to release. And so we had to keep working in these video canvases in the neighborhood.
And then you say residual data, but then you said they took the camera. So if they took the camera, where are you getting the residual data from? If the data was never uploaded to the cloud. Let me see. I got to see what they say here. Give me a second. I got to ask Menza something. So, Menza, the FBI is stating that they were able to get residual data from the camera in Nancy Guthrie's home to pull up footage, even though the camera itself was removed. Where exactly are they getting this residual data from if they weren't able to upload it to the cloud? This is just interesting to me. I want to see what the official story is here.
Forensics behind how this works. When FBI Director Kash Patel stated the video was recovered from residual data located in backend systems, he was referring to the manufacturer's corporate servers, not the physical camera itself or the user's personal cloud account. Even if a user does not pay for a monthly cloud subscription, modern smart doorbells are constantly communicating with their parent company's servers. Here is exactly where investigators likely found that residual data. 1. Push notification caching. When a smart camera detects motion, it needs to alert the owner's phone. To do this, the camera often captures a low-resolution thumbnail image or a few seconds of video to send as a push notification preview. That data has to travel from the camera to the company's server and then to the phone. Even if the full, high-res video isn't saved to a user's cloud dashboard because they don't have a subscription, those temporary thumbnail files often sit in the company's server caches for a short period. 2. The buffer zone. Many IoT, Internet of Things devices record continuously but only save when an event is triggered. When motion is detected, the camera sends the data to the manufacturer's backend. The backend system then checks the account status. Does this user pay for storage? If the answer is no, the system is programmed to drop or hide the video from the user. However, the data still technically pass through the server. Forensic data recovery teams working with the company can sometimes scrape these servers to recover the packets of video data before they are permanently overwritten by new data. 3. Telemetry and diagnostic logs. Smart devices send constant heartbeats and diagnostic logs to their parent companies. This tells the company if the device is online, how strong the Wi-Fi is, and what sensors are triggering. While this isn't video footage, it provides an exact digital footprint of when the camera detected a person and exactly when the device was disconnected or tampered with. By partnering directly with the private tech company that manufactured the doorbell, the FBI was able to dig past the user-facing interface and pull the raw, temporary data directly from the company's own infrastructure. Would you like me to map out the exact minute-by-minute timeline of when the camera was disconnected versus when the suspect was detected?
Let me see. I gotta see what they say here. Yeah, actually, I would. Proceed. Because that's actually going to tell me this is information I want to know. What time was he dicking around outside playing with the plants as opposed to what time he actually got the camera to go out? Because, can we get some sound, Gemini?
Here is the exact minute-by-minute timeline released by the Pima County Sheriff's Department, detailing the digital footprint of the abduction during the early morning hours of Sunday, February 1st. The digital timeline. Sunday, February 1st. 1:47 a.m. Doorbell camera disconnects. This is the exact moment the doorbell camera at Nancy Guthrie's front door was taken offline or tampered with. 2:12 a.m. Motion detected. Exactly 25 minutes after the camera was disconnected, the manufacturer's backend software logged that the camera's sensors detected a person on the property. This is the specific event that triggered the residual data the FBI was ultimately able to recover showing the armed suspect. 2:28 a.m. Pacemaker disconnects. Nancy Guthrie's pacemaker app registered a disconnect from her smartphone. Because her phone was left behind inside the house, investigators believe this is the...
So you mentioned that the camera was disconnected at 1:47. What time are we viewing this person with supposedly armed? Is this before 1:47 or is this after 1:47?
The footage of the armed suspect was captured before and leading exactly up to that 1:47 a.m. timestamp. According to the latest details from the FBI, the recovered video...
Well, for everybody who believes this latest footage, and, you know, we haven't been given any reason thus far to not believe it, no one can argue that there was a, you know, foul play involved. This person that they have on video definitely doesn't look like Nancy or Annie Guthrie.
Neighborhoods and in the businesses around there to make sure we got a picture that would provide what we call investigative value.
Nobody knows who it is for real. And then I guess Savannah Guthrie recently put out another Instagram post saying, hey, somebody recognizes this person. It's really weird that they're trying to put flowers over the camera when they could have just put their hand over the camera and I don't know. So I guess we're saying she was asleep and she didn't notice. Oh man, I'm really pissed off. Somebody made me sick. Oh, that pisses me off. Yeah, I don't know. This is weird. So one thing I would say is that whoever this is, they must have been pretty sure that the person was asleep. Maybe this person knows Nancy and knows she's knocked out sleep around this time and incapable of calling the police. She doesn't even have to come to the door. She just has to call the police. Now, if Nancy's one of these, you know, because there's some of these Karens that are really open the door. What are you doing, mister? And then, boop, you hit her upside the head. That wouldn't have been smart. If I woke up and, like, you know, the motion detector went off, because you would think that the motion detector would go off while he's fiddling with the camera. And so how is he And he's just like kind of dicking around. Oh, let me try this grass. Oh, let me try this plant. Oh, let me try this plant. Just not even no urgency to get the camera off. Yeah, I don't know, y'all. That one is I don't know. Again, I don't want to be the one to jump out there and say, oh, no, it's this, it's that. I don't want to do that. This guy has to have some intel. Because he just seems to not be in any type of rush to get this done. The motion detector should have went off, and maybe it wasn't loud enough for her to hear it, but how would he know that? You know, again, you have to put yourself in the criminal's shoes to make sense out of it. And if I'm somebody trying to break into somebody's house, whether I'm trying to kidnap them or not, the Ring camera's on. It's 1:30 in the morning. I'm not going to like just bullshit around. And so now are we saying that she came to the door instead of calling the police? She came to the door? Or maybe he took the camera off successfully. She was still asleep. And then he knocked on the door like, police, open up. There's an emergency. Your daughter. And then she came to the door and then, I got you, bitch. Again, no disrespect. I'm not trying to be insensitive, but again, putting myself in the mind of the criminal there for a second. Sorry. Because I'm not 84. I'm an able-bodied young man, and I wouldn't even trying to have a gun battle at my doorstep. I'm going to call the police. I would even say, hey, buddy, I just called the police. Here they come. Savannah Guthrie's my daughter, bitch. You about to go to jail. If I was a criminal, I wouldn't have felt so comfortable just lollygagging around the front door. Oh, let's try this piece of cactus. Now, there was one video I saw yesterday where the guy was basically like, this shit happened to take the Epstein files out of the headlines. And I thought that was a bold statement. He didn't point the finger at anybody specifically as to who would want that to happen, but there's only a few people. And then I'll also say that it has been discovered that Nancy Guthrie was also very anti-ICE. Okay, hold on. I actually want to see if I can pull that up for you because I was doing some, I guess we'll just say additional research yesterday. Let me see if I can pull it up and give you the info that I was looking at yesterday. It was just a lot of people that were maybe not feeling this whole investigation. I'll share with you a little bit of what people were saying if I'm able to here. It's like you gotta log into this bitch. Come on, yo. What are we doing here? Can y'all see my screen? No? Good. Oh no. They're not gonna. Jeez. Okay, let's do that. Hopefully this lets me in. Y'all can't see that, can you? You know, Twitter and X be off the hook, bro. Let me, yeah, make sure y'all can't see that. Okay. All right, so boom. And then Guthrie. I think it's important to see what the world is thinking about this. So let's check this out here. Oh, sorry about that. Make sure you don't do that again. That could become dangerous as well. Ooh. Okay. Oh, see? No. Go to latest. Savannah Guthrie. There's the video. Oh, they might have scrubbed because, you know. So this is what I mean, like Benjamin Paul. We do not owe anything to fake news, Savannah Guthrie, or her mom. The mainstream media has considered milk cartons sufficient for missing children. Put Nancy on one. Let's move on. I saw a lot of that sentiment. I should make another scene where with Cam. Yeah, let me just add add 5 on here. Sorry. But I want one of those academic screens where I can make this smaller. Maybe put me up here, out the way of everything. Or over here. Just small. Okay. So again, the tweet, I wonder, can I make that any bigger for y'all? And then if I do, I'm in the middle of a test, y'all, so pardon me. Give me a second. I want to see how good can y'all read that? Kinda. Let me see. I'm in the middle of a test, y'all, so go right here, this screen. Give me a second. I want to see how good can y'all read that? Kinda. If I do that, maybe put this guy down here. Maybe. So yeah, this is just to give you an idea of what people are thinking. A lot of people are kind of, people are saying like, why are we making this big ass deal about this one person getting kidnapped? People get kidnapped every day, and now all of a sudden, because this person has money, that this is important and everybody should pay attention to it. But when everybody else gets kidnapped, there's not this big ass deal about it. So, if we're gonna make this big ass deal about her, we need to make this big ass deal about everybody. I've seen a lot of that. Nancy Guthrie case in week 2. New video. Bad things happen to people, and it's sometimes heartbreaking, but I do not give a shit about celebrities and their families anymore, or less than I care about everyone else. I do not need wall-to-wall Guthrie coverage. And some people would say, oh, can you see that? Some people would say these might be bots, but I see that as being an honest human feeling. Whether I agree with it or not is something different, but officers on Annie Guthrie Street going door to door at surrounding houses and inquiring about the kidnapping of Nancy Guthrie. People on the ground are reporting they're asking about the suspect in the video. Somebody said, you will see Epstein kidnapped Nancy Guthrie. Wow. You see what he said? Only if we all get the same exact treatment. I have Nancy Guthrie fatigue. It must be nice. I think that's a real emotion. I don't think there's a bot campaign saying, hey, let's shit on Nancy. Well, maybe. She was very anti-ICE, very anti-Trump. I can show you, I believe. She was on her Facebook, which is not, or I guess they said it was not private. I want to see if I could show you. See, it's stuff like this. He can be like the sweetie Nancy Guthrie Trump hater, anti-ICE, who is now kidnapped by the people she tried to defend. You can't fix stupid. TDS is a disease, and Trump, although concerned, has to be laughing too. You post all that hate shit, Guthrie fam, then ask America for help. Oh, this is Grok. Based on available reports and screenshots, Nancy Guthrie's past Facebook posts do show strong anti-Trump sentiments, criticism of ICE, and support for pro-immigration causes, along with Act Blue donations. However, claims of Antifa support and direct ties to her kidnapping are unconfirmed and speculative. Authorities report no such motive. The case remains under investigation with ransom notes involved. Yo, I did see a post where she said something about Antifa. And here come the conspiracy theories. The opinion that Nancy Guthrie was kidnapped by the cartels and or human traffickers doesn't make sense in the light of her Facebook posts. I am sensing a psyop to remove the focus off anti-ICE groups and their violence against ICE officers. Let me see if I could find Nancy Guthrie. You know, it's not all good sentiments when it comes to this case. Wow, look at this. This is from Radar Online, and I heard this as well. Missing mom of Today host Savannah Guthrie was expected at her friend's house, not church, when she mysteriously vanished, according to new claims. Oh, maybe they were going to watch church at her friend's house. You know, tie it all together. Yeah, these stories that just come from random accounts, I don't really like to. Hold on. Oh boy. That's the fam. The fam bam. Yeah, like this is, you know, I never posted my children on social media. There's one picture of on Instagram when they were babies, but like I was always afraid of this type of stuff. And then I had an experience happen where I wanted to make sure I was extra safe as far as safeguarding my children. So this is some of the stuff she was saying. It has always devastated me to see brother and sister Christians follow this satanic leader. Truth will prevail. We worship with the Magi, not MAGA. Okay. This was November 7th, 2020. This was when Biden took office. America won, thank God. This is somebody in Arizona. I agree. The nonstop Nancy Guthrie coverage has grown exhausting. An 84-year-old churchgoer who was kidnapped, likely after some kind of blackout, with a history of ugly, unchristian Facebook posts that surfaced afterwards. Yet President Trump has pulled out all the stops to find her with full. Now this sounds like a bot. I have personally saw and read Nancy Guthrie Facebook posts. She is the one missing, as there are many pictures of her children, Savannah and Annie, her grandchildren, along with pleas to support Antifa, reposts from The View, and many hate and propaganda-filled posts about President Trump. What you got here, Linda? I ain't about to read all of that, but I just wanted to show these posts. I'm so looking forward to seeing the Trump family in jail. This where she says it say follow Antifa, but y'all see that? So, everybody's not a fan of the sweet old lady.